The first thing with example 18, which is negative 2x plus 6y equal negative 46, and x plus 2y equal negative 17. So before I start, this is two equations. Let's write down the rule about how to find the solution after we convert the system to the matrix. So now we have this matrix. Always we're going to convert our matrix to this matrix, which is the element here is 1, the element here is 0, the element here is 0, the element here is 1. The numbers, the new numbers here, always is going to be the solution. So these two numbers is going to be the solution. Okay, that means you're going to say x equal the first number and y equal the second number. So this is the solution. So always we're going to convert this matrix, our matrix, to this one. The number here with this element is going to be 1. Every number under the 1 is going to be 0. And the number here is 1. Every number on the top is going to be 0. That means our solution is going to be x equal this number and y equal the other number. So that means here's our matrix, which is negative 2, 6, 1, and 2. And here's negative 4, 6, negative 17. That means I'm going to convert this matrix to this one, and there's going to be change on these two numbers. And the last step, we're going to do 4 steps here. The last step here is going to be our solution. So let's check that. Step 1, I need to convert this number to 1. So always step 1, when you need to convert a number to a 1, you're going to divide. So the new R1 is going to be a number divide the old R1 divide by a number. So always you can use this step. This is step 1 here. Step 1, what's the number here? It's negative 2. You're going to divide the whole R1 by 2, by negative 2. This is the new row. And here is the old row. So you can know what's the difference when I write down capital and small letter. So here's step 1. Always you're going to do the same thing. You're going to divide the old R1 by the number on this location. What's the number on this location is negative 2. That means when I need to do step 1, I'm going to say the new R1 is going to be the old one divided by negative 2. I'm going to get a new matrix. The old R1 divided by negative 2. That means the change is going to be on R1. So R2 is going to be the same, which is 1 to negative 17. Let's do the steps here to find the numbers. The first numbers is R1 is going to be negative 2 divided by negative 2 is going to be 1. The second element is going to be 6 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 3. And 46 divided by 2 by -2 is going to be 23, positive 23. So you see, this is step one. Step one, convert the number to this location to 1. How am I going to convert the number to this location to 1? I'm going to divide the whole row by -2, which is the number on this location. So the whole R1 divided by a number, which is the number here. So by -2. So here is our new matrix. After that, I'm not going to care about this matrix. I got a new matrix. I'm going to write down this matrix again. So this is step one. I'm going to write down the matrix again, my new matrix, which is 1, -3, 1, 2, 23, and -17. So here's the new matrix. Now I need to do step 2. Any questions so far? So this is step 1, which is here. Here's the rule. Step 2 here on this number, we need to convert this number to 0. That means this number on this location, which is 1, I need to convert the 1 to 0. You need to convert the 1 to 0. So that's step 2. So step 2, always you're going to use this rule. You're going to get a new R2 because the change is going to be on the second row. Is going to be R1 plus R2. But you have to add a number here. Okay, so R1 plus R2. I'm going to add a number here. So the number you're going to add it here, it depends about this number. If you have positive number, you're going to add negative number. If you have negative number here, you're going to add the positive number. So that means you're going to add the same number with different sign. Just change the sign. So we have -1 here. We're going to add -1 here. So here's the rule. That means if you want to write down here, opposite sign. Write down here, opposite sign, so you can know. The number on step 2, we're going to work on this number on this location. So if you have 2, you're going to add -2 here. If you have -6, you're going to add 6 here. Just change the sign. So this is step 2. That means if I need to work on this matrix, I'm going to write down the same rule here. Here is the rule, which says R1 plus R2, and I need to add the number. The number on this location is 1, so I'm going to add -1. So this is the rule. I'm going to use it to find the solution or to find the new matrix for step 2. Again, because we're going to do 4 steps. So this is step 1, always going to divide. Step 2, what's the number here? You're going to add the opposite sign. So here we're going to get a new R2. That means R1 is going to be the same. So 1, -3, 23. Let's check R2. The first element is going to be -1 times R1, which is 1, plus R2, which is 1. Now, -1 times 1 is going to be -1. Plus 1 is going to be 0. You see, we convert the number on this location to 0, and that's what we need. 1 and 0, 1 and 0. We have to keep going. The second element here is going to be -1 times R1 which is -3, plus R2, which is 2. Now, -1 times -3 is going to be +3. +3 plus 2 is going to be 5. We have to keep going. The third element. The third element is going to be -1 times 23. So it's going to be -23. -23. You're going to add -17, but be careful, it's negative minus negative. So it's going to be 40. That means -17 or plus -17 is going to be the same thing. So it's going to be 4, 0 here. So we're done from step 2. Now, in this case, my new matrix is going to be this one. So when I'm going to do step 3, this is my new matrix. Which is 1, 0, -3, 5, 23, and 4, 0. So here is the new matrix. So step 3 is going to be the element on this location. So the element on this location on this matrix is this number. We need to convert this number to 1. So step 3, you're going to get a new R2 by dividing the old one by a number. How we get this number? The number is going to be from this matrix. So to do step 3 here, we're going to say we're going to get a new R2 by dividing the old R2 by, what's the number on this location? Is 5. So we're going to divide the whole row by 5. And then we're going to get a new matrix. So let's keep going. So we're going to get a new R2. That means the first row is going to be the same, which is 1, -3, 23. And we're going to get a new R2. So the first element is going to be 0 divided by 5. 0 divided by 5 is going to be 0. The second element is going to be 5 divided by 5, which is going to be 1. The third element is going to be 40 divided by 5, which is going to be 8. So here is the new matrix. I'm not going to care about this one anymore. So this is step 3. On this example is step 4. We're going to work on the number on this location. So step 4 is going to be the opposite on step 2. So it's going to be the new R1 equal R2 plus R1, and we need to write down a number on this location. How are we going to write down the number on this location? If you have negative number here, you're going to write down positive. If you have positive number here, you're going to write down negative. So let's check our matrix. Our matrix with the step 4 is 1, -3, 0, 1, 23, and 8. So the number on this location is 3. Sorry, -3. That means our rule is going to be R1. We're going to write down R2 plus R1. The number of this location, if it's positive, we're going to write down negative. The number on this location, if it's negative, we're going to write down positive here. That means positive 3 here. That's it. This is the rule. We're going to get a new R1. That means R2 is going to be the same numbers. So let's check here. This is the whole rule here. Let's work on this one. The first element is going to be 3 times R2, which is 0, plus R1, which is 1. 3 times 0 is going to be 0, plus 1 is going to be 1. The second element is going to be 3 times R2, which is 1, plus R1, which is -3. So 3 times 1 is going to be 3. 3 minus 3 is going to be 0. Let's keep going. The third element is going to be 3 times 8 plus R1, which is 23. Did we did something wrong? Yeah, no, because this is negative, came positive. That's right. So 3 times 8 is going to be 24, plus 23 is going to be 47. That means here is going to be 47. We're done from step 4. Again, we forgot here, because -23 minus 17 is -40. That means this is -40. Divide by 5 is going to be -8. This is -8. And then this one is going to be -1. So we done this step. If you look to the new matrix, it's exactly what we have here. 1, 0, and 1, 0. That means our solution is going to be the number on this location and the number on this location. So you're just going to say x is going to be equal -1 and y equal -8. So this is the solution for this matrix by doing these steps. This is when you have 2 times 2 matrix, and now we're going to extend that to 3 times 3 matrix and 4 times 4 matrix. So if you have a matrix with dimension 3 times 3, so always we're not going to write down the rule, but we have to do exactly the same thing, like what we did here. So always we need to convert the number on the diagonal to 1. Convert the number here to 1, the number here to 1, the number here to 1. And the numbers on the top to zeros. The numbers on the bottom, the diagonal to zeros. So that's our goal. When we have 3 times 3 matrix, the solution is going to be the number on this location. So if we go back here, when you need to convert the number to 1, you're going to divide. When you need to convert the number to 0, always you're going to multiply the opposite sign for this number in this location with the first row. Why? Because the first row equal 1. So we're going to do the same thing here. So when I need to convert this number in this location to 1, I'm going to divide. But when I need to convert the number in this location to 0, I'm going to multiply the opposite sign in the first row and add it to the second row. So we're going to multiply, like for this location, you're going to say R, the new R2 is going to be equal a number with R1 plus R2. What's the number here? If it's negative, you're going to put positive. If it's positive, you're going to put negative. For this step, you're going to get a new R3. How are you going to get to a new R3? By doing the same steps, with the first row, and you're going to add R3. So the number here is positive, you're going to put negative. The number here is negative, you're going to put positive. So these two steps to get these two zeros. Okay? I'm trying to write down all the rules to make everything easier for you. Now let's check here. To convert this number to 1, we're going to divide. So I don't have to write down this steps again. But to convert the number here to 0, what we're going to do, I'm going to write down the steps here. We're going to say R1 because the change is going to be on this row. In this case, we're going to use this row. Always we're going to use the row with number 1. So we're going to say R2 plus R1. If the number on this location is positive, you're going to put negative. If the number on this location is negative, you're going to put positive. So that's the rule to get this number equals 0. The second one, we need to convert the number on this location to 0. So I'm going to write down the step here. That means you're going to get a new R3. So you're going to say R2 plus R3. So if the number is negative, you're going to put positive. If the number is positive, you're going to put negative. So this is 2 steps to get these numbers equal zeros. The last 2 steps, if you're going to convert this number to 1 by dividing, then you're going to convert these 2 numbers to zeros. That's mean you're going to work on this one. I'm going to write down the rule here. You're going to get a new R2 by multiplying R3 and add it to R2. And this number for this location is going to be R1 is going to be, you're going to say R3 plus R1. So almost these the whole rule, except rule number 1, you're going to divide. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. This is a step 4. Now, this is step 5. This is step 6. This is step 7. And this is step 8. And this is step 9. So 9 steps you're going to do to find the solution when you have a 3 times 3 matrix. So let's convert the system to the augmented matrix, which is 1, 3, and 2. Here is 0, the y is 0, 1, and 2. Then it's going to be -3, -2, and 1, equal sign -6, 1, and 5. If you look, step 1, we need to convert the number on this location to 1. It's already 1. So we don't have to do step 1. We're going to start from step 2. Again, step 1, we need to convert the number on this location to 1, and it's already 1. So we don't have to do step 1. We're going to start from step 2. Step 2, here is step 2. This is step 2. Convert the number on this location to 0. So I'm going to write down the rule here, R2 equal R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2. What's the number on this location? The number of this location is a 3. So I have to write down -3. The change is going to be on R2. That means R1 and R3 is going to be the same. So here is R1. And here is R3 is the same. Then the change is going to be on R2. Let's keep going. The first element is going to be -3 times -3 times R1, which is 1, plus R2, which is a 3. So -3 times 1 is going to be -3 plus a 3 is going to be 0. Let's check the second element here. That means I'm going to work on the second column. R2 is going to be equal -3 times R1. R1 is 0. So -3 times 0 plus R2, which is 1. So -3 times 0 is going to be 0, plus 1 is going to be 1. The third element is going to be -3 times -3 times -3, because R1 is -3, plus R2 is -2. So -3 times -3 is going to be 9. 9 minus 2 is going to be 7. You have to keep going on the next one here. The next element on R2 is going to be -3 times -6 plus R2, which is 1. So -3 times -6 is going to be positive 18. Positive 18 plus 1 is going to be positive 19. So we're done from this step. Again, we didn't start from step 1 because the element here is already 1. So we don't have to divide everything by 1. It's not going to change anything. So we're going to start from step 2, which is convert this number to 0. The new matrix is going to be this one. 1, 0, 2, 0, 1, 2, and -3, 7, 1, -6, 19, and 5. So after that, we're going to do step 3, is to convert the number to this location to 0. So now we're going to work on step 3. I'm not going to care about this matrix anymore because this is my new matrix. So step 3, I'm going to write down the rule. The rule on step 3 is says, here is the rule. R3 is going to be R1 plus R3. What's the number on this location? Is 2. I'm going to put -2. So this is the step. The change is going to be on R3. That means R1 and R2 is going to be the same. 1, 0, -3, -6, and 0, 1, 7, 19. And then we need to get a new R3. So the first element in R3 is going to be equal. -2 times R1. So -2 times R1, which is 1, plus R3, which is 2. So -2 times 1 is going to be -2, plus 2 is going to be 0. Let's go to the second element. -2 times R1, which is 0, plus R3, which is 2. So -2 times 0 is going to be 0 plus 2. So this is still 2. The third element is going to be -2 times R1, which is -3, plus R3, which is 1. So -2 times -3 is going to be +6, plus 1 is going to be 7. Let's keep going. -2 times -6, 12. 12 plus 5 is going to be 17. So the third element is going to be -2 times R1, which is -6, plus 5. So -2 times -6 is is going to be +12, plus 5 is going to be 17. So you see, the column is 1, 0, 0. You have 1, 0, 0. So we're done from, we didn't do step 1 because already we have number here, 1. Step 2, we convert this number to 0. Step 3, we convert this number to 0. Now we have to go to step 4. Step 4, it says here on the chart, convert the number here to 1. The number on the new matrix is already 1, so we don't have to do step 4. So we're not going to divide the whole row by the number here because it's already 1. So our new matrix is going to be this one. 1, 0, -3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 7, 7, -6, 19, and 17. So this is our new matrix. We're going to do step 4. Step 4 again, we're going to divide the number on this location to 1. It's already 1 with the new matrix, so we don't have to do step 4. We're going to go to step 5. If you look to step 5, we need to convert the number on this location to 0. Check what would you have. it's already 0. So we don't have to do step 5. We're going to do step 6. That's why we don't have to do step 4. We don't have to do step 5. We're going to do step 6. So here, I'm going to write down the rule for step 6. Where is the step 6? Here is step 6. Convert the number to this location to 0. We have 2. So I'm going to write down this. That means R3 is going to be equal R2 plus R3. The new matrix is going to be here. Now, which number I'm going to put here? We have 2. I'm going to put the opposite one, which is -2. The change is going to be on R3, so R1 is going to be the same. And this one, -6, 0, 1, 7, and 19. Any questions you can ask? Step 6, we're going to use this rule. Here's the rule for step 6. I'll just write down step 6 here. I need to convert this number to this location to 0. So positive, I'm going to write down negative here. So the first element is going to be -2 times R2. -2 times R2, which is 0. Plus R1, plus R3, which is 0. So -2 times 0 is going to be 0. 0 plus 0, this one is still 0. The second element is going to be -2 times R2 is 1 plus R3, it's 2. So -2 times 1 is going to be -2 plus 2 is going to be 0. You have to keep going. The third element, -2 times R2 is 7 plus R3 is 7. So -2 times 7 is going to be -14. -14 plus 7 is going to be -7. The next element is going to be -2 times R2 is 19. So -2 times 19 plus R3 is 17. So plus 17. So -21. So we're going to type here -21. So that's it for step 6. So check here. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. So this is step 6. We just have to do step 7 and 8 and 9. And I'm telling you, it's 9 steps. So you can find the solution. If you have 4 times 4, it's going to be 16 steps. But you're not going to get 4 times 4. The main thing I need to understand how you're going to work with the 3 times 3, because you're going to do the same steps with 4 times 4. The rule for step 7 is, here is step 7, convert the number to this location to 1. So you're going to divide. That's why I didn't write down step 7, because you're going to divide. Always when you need to convert the number to 1, you're going to divide by exactly the same number. So you're going to divide R3 is going to be equal the old one divided by -7. So the new matrix is going to be, the change is going to be on R3. That means R1 is going to be the same. R2 is going to be the same. R3, the first element, 0 divided by 7 by -7 is going to be 0. The second element, also 0 divided by -7 is going to be 0. The third element is going to be -7 divided by -7 is going to be 1. And the fourth element is going to be -21 divided by -7 is going to be 3. So here's our new matrix. I'm not going to care about this one anymore. I'm going to write down the new matrix. Just 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, -3, 7, and 1. And we have here -6, 19, and 3. So this is step 7. I got the number on this location to 1. Now step 8. Here's step 8. Convert the number to this location to 0. So step 8, it says R2 equal the number on this location, which is 7. R3 plus R2. The number on this location is 7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down -7. So let's check here. The change is going to be on R2. So R3 and R1 the same. This is R3, 0, 0, 1, 3. And R1 is the same, which is 1, 0, -3, and -6. Let's get a new R2. The first element is going to be -7 times. -7 times R3, which is 0, plus R2, which is 0. So -7 times 0 is going to be 0. 0 plus 0 is stay 0. The second element is going to be -7 times. -7 times R3, which is 0, plus R2 is 1. So -7 times 0 is going to be 0, plus 1 is going to be 1. Next element is going to be -7 times R3 is 1, plus R2 is 7. So -7 times 1 is going to be -7, plus 7 is going to be 0. Let's keep going. The last element is going to be -7 times R3, which is 3, plus R2, which is 19. So -7 times 3 is going to be 21, -21, plus 19 is going to be -2. So -7 times 3, -21, plus 19 is going to be -2. So we got step 8. I'm not going to care about this matrix anymore. Here's my new matrix. So I'm going to write down the new matrix, which is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, -3, -2, and sorry, -3 and 0 and 1. Here is a 3, -2, and -6. The last step, we're going to do step 9. Convert the number to this location to 0. So I'm going to write down this rule. R1 equal R3 plus R1. The change is going to be on R1. So R2 and R3 is going to be the same. 0, 0, 1. And here is a 3. 0, 1, 0. And here is -2. And change the number on this location to 0. It's -3. So I'm going to write down +3 here. Let's check how much is going to be the first element. The first element is going to be 3 times R3, which is 0, plus R1 is 1. So 3 times 0 is going to be 0, plus 1 is going to be 1. The second element is going to be 3 times R3 is 0, plus R1 is 0. So 3 times 0 is going to be 0, plus 0, still 0. The next element is going to be 3 times R3 is 1, plus R1 is -3. So 3 times 1, 3, minus a 3 is going to be 0. The last element is going to be 3 times R3 is 3, plus R1, which is -6. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. 9 minus 6 is going to be 3.
Can you pull the page up a little bit? Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry. So here's the last element. 3 times R3, which is a 3, plus R1, which is -6. So 3 times 3 is going to be 9. 9 minus 6 is going to be 3. If you look here, this is the last step. Here is the diagonal matrix row, which is all 1. And all the numbers on the top is zeros. All the numbers on the bottom is zeros. That means the solution is going to be x equal the first number, y equal the second number, and z equal the third one, which is a 3. That's it for this example.